Hey franchise listeners, I'm Madison Morris here inside Chesapeake Energy Arena where the Miami Heat just fell to the Oklahoma City Thunder at 105-99. James Johnson led the way for the Heat tonight, picking up 24 points and 4 rebounds, and Goran Dragic was right behind him with 20 points of his own, and he picked up 5 assists. Dwayne Wade was very iffy tonight, dealing with a strained left hamstring he suffered back at the beginning of March, but he ended up playing 20 minutes and he ended the night with 7 points. The Heat snap a 2-game winning streak and they fall to 39-34 in the regular season. Watch here to see what Eric Spoelstra and Heat players had to say about their loss tonight in Oklahoma City.
So just when it seems like you have Russell in a spot where he's not going to get his usual touches, he doesn't and still impacts the game at such a high level.
He's going to put his fingerprints on the game somehow, some way, and you just have to find a way to overcome it. That was actually, absolutely a big basket. The side out of bounds, 4 seconds on the clock. I believe it was a 1-point game. It appeared that Paul George, he and Jay Rich got into some kind of tangle, and they both end up on the ground, and then Westbrook is left open for a wide open 3, and that just gave him a little bit more air room and space to finish out the game. We had chances, to build the lead. We had a lead, I believe, with 7 minutes to go, and Felton's minutes were big. That was a little bit of momentum when they had a couple of guys on the bench. He had an 8-0 run for himself. It felt like we were starting to take control of the game. At that point, we weren't able to, and they made bigger plays down the stretch.
You had opportunities in the paint, but it looked like it was difficult to convert. What was the key contributor there?
They have speed and quickness and length. That's what they do to a lot of teams. So you have to, your windows close a little bit faster. We have the ability to finish layups. So that might have been the difference. Their ability to make layups consistently throughout the course of the game, and we missed some point-blank ones. That's not just the miss, but as you know, usually in this league, you miss a layup, it leads to a layup or a 3 going down the other end, and those can be 5-point swings sometimes. But regardless, we still had our chances. I thought the game was played probably a little bit more on our terms than theirs, but Westbrook made big plays down the stretch, and they were able to overcome what we were doing.
Your thoughts on Dwayne coming back and what he was able to give you and what he might be able to give you going forward?
Very encouraging with those minutes. He'll get in better rhythm. He was actually in better rhythm than I anticipated. But he really has been working hard behind the scenes. That doesn't happen by accident. If you're doing daily doubles and really preparing yourself, you can go into a situation like that. He's been through this many times, but he obviously is going to really help, settle us, particularly against really good teams on the road. He just gives you a sense of poise and confidence.
Can this continued turn we've seen from James Johnson again tonight, stepping up when points were hard to come by? Is this just a continuation of what you expect to roll forward?
Yes, and he's been playing better for a while, but it always starts with JJ, with his approach, with his habits, his behavior, his leadership, all of that behind the scenes. Once he gets all those things rolling in the right direction, his performance starts to trend that way as well. And he's been checking all those other boxes, and being really the spirit and heartbeat for this group. And sometimes that means scoring, but a lot of times that means facilitating, screening, creating. And you saw his versatility tonight. He had to guard 1 through 5 and also played the 5 for us offensively at the end.
So Dwayne, your overall assessment of your first game back, just physically for you?
It felt okay. These guys have been in such a great rhythm. Just trying to get back out there in the flow. Very tough team to come back versus them switching a lot of things, a lot of length, a lot of athleticism. But I felt okay physically. And I thought, as a team, I thought we did a great job tonight. Giving ourselves a chance to win on the road. Westbrook, in the fourth quarter. But overall, it was a good one.
You think that he changed? It seemed like you got him decently corralled in the first half. second half he's just himself.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, seen a lot of bodies, but he missed some shots too. You know, a player like that, he's going to continue to keep going. He's going to figure it out. And when he's making shots, I mean, there's only so much you can do. So that's why he is. That's why he's still a league MVP because no one else got it, yet. So that's why he's up.
What was the hardest thing? Once you guys got into the paint, because you could get there, but then trying to convert, it seemed like they were challenging most of everything.
What makes them good? Obviously, Steven Adams is a handful. He protects the paint. He's a good shot blocker, but they got a lot of length too. They got guys that's very long and just make it tough. So, but I like the fact that we kept going down in there, driving the paint, and allowed us to get open shots on the outside. So, they definitely have some advantages with that length.
Dwayne, because the playoff race waits for no man, and because Indiana is a playoff rival of you guys, I know you're close to Victor Oladipo and his breakout season. Mm-hmm. How does that set up on Sunday against Indiana? And are you maybe a little surprised by the Pacers' success, considering they're not necessarily a star-laden team?
Well, I mean, I think from a preseason standpoint, everyone's surprised by the way they came out playing. But when guys get opportunities in this league, anything can happen. If you look at the makeup of their team, you can tell why they're good. They play to their strengths, and it's obviously been a great surprise to probably 98% of the world that Victor Oladipo can play. But Victor Oladipo can play. He just didn't have the opportunity that he has in Indiana to go and be, the guy. But he's definitely done that all year. And Lance has been great over there too, coming off that bench, leading them guys. So it's a good team. And then they're building. It's going to be playoff atmosphere. It's going to come down, to who makes the most 50-50 plays, who gets the most rebounds, and things like that. So it'll be a good game.
I think so. We play well. I mean, it's a tough team, good team. They're playing well, and this game was in our ballpark. They didn't score a lot. They just made some plays that we didn't. Especially in the end, Russell took some contested shots. We defend those well, but he's just a great player that he makes those. So if you look rebounding, though, we lost by 10 rebounds. I think so that was the key of the game, and next game against Indiana, so it's going to be important.
One of the things you guys usually do well in is when you get into the paint the way that you did, it's just the conversions weren't there for you. What was the hardest thing when you got to the apex? Was it just their defense or some things that were a little off offensive?
Yeah, defense. I mean, they're long. It's really tough to run actions because they're switching a lot, and they have size. And when you get inside the paint, Adams is there. He's a huge man. So yeah. We get what we want, but like I said, rebounding, and we missed a couple of easy layups, and that's the game. So.
Bam did obviously good work in the second half, crashing the boards. But do you feel Hassan's absence on nights like this against, a center who crashes the boards, has polished moves around the basket?
I mean, we're playing well. We're never gonna use excuses. Who we got, who's ready to play, who's healthy, we're going to go with that guy. So, what would happen if Hassan would play, or let's say somebody else? We don't have control of that. Of course, we would love to have him, but it is what it is. So, we need to battle through those injuries and, try to survive in the playoffs.
Things you liked about what you guys did tonight, obviously, like going into the fourth, what did you all do well, do you think?
I think we defended a little bit better. We kind of controlled the rebound a little bit in the second half. I think so that was the key. Our offense was, we got involved more. The ball was moving, so we got open shots a little bit, and I think so that helps us a lot. But you know what, Milo scored, I don't know. He scored 6 points, George 12, so those are main guys too. So we kind of had them under control, but Westbrook, Adams, they kind of hurt us. So.
And it gets no easier as you go right to Indy, a team that you're right in the mix with as well. Your expectations for the early start on Sunday?
It's going to be a tough game. It's always a good game against Indiana, close game. So, they're playing really well at late. So we're going to have to bring our A game, try to be solid, and battle. I think so. That's the most important thing. If you show that intensity and if you play together as a team, I think so we have a good chance to win that game.
What was the toughest part once you guys got the lead and trying to stay in that spot? I know Russell obviously went off, made some shots as well, but how did you view it?
Russell's going to be Russell. He played an outstanding fourth quarter. We can't never allow 40-something points in a quarter. That's not Miami Heat basketball. That wasn't in our wheelhouse. But hats off, Steven Adams played a great game. He's a tough guy to box out, rebound, and he really saved him some possessions and got him a lot of second chance points.
You guys got into paint point position over 40 times, just didn't convert at your usual rate. What was the biggest challenge?
Just focus. I don't think they did anything to deter our shots or change how we wanted to, execute. We just was missing shots we normally make.
Gotcha. What got you rolling?
Just the free throws, the will to want to win. I know I don't want to let my guys down. I know they feel the same way about me, so it's just out there competing.
Yeah, you got a big one coming up on Sunday. Obviously, when you have them in your conference against teams that are in that same cluster expectation against the Pacers.
Just play hard. Play our basketball, do what we do, and execute.
Gotcha.
James, is there any admiration for what Indy has done this year with the roster that maybe a lot of people didn't expect to be as good as they've been?
Nah. They got players. They got good players there, and they're gelling well. That's pretty much all I know, other than the scouts. So, hats off to what they're doing.
That's all from Oklahoma City, and the Heat will continue their road trip to face the Pacers in Indianapolis on Sunday before returning home to host the Cavaliers on Tuesday. The NBA playoffs are approaching quickly, so be sure to stay up to date by following us on our social media, and you can catch all post-game coverage right here on thefranchiseok.com.